politics. Now, as Uganda marks 58 years today of independence, well, the young people will be the majority of aspirants in the 2021 election. We want to know why, and to speak to us about this, we have Mr. Joshua Akandwanaho, a youth member of parliament aspirant for Western region, to paint for us this. It's an honor to have you here, Joshua.
Me too.
For starters,
yes,
how are you holding up on the ground? How is the ground?
The ground is okay. It's very fine. I've put up a good fight.
Okay.
My manifesto is selling very, very highly.
Okay.
And I think I'm the favorite in this race.
You're the favorite in this race?
Yeah.
You're in what party?
I'm contesting for the flag, NRM.
NRM?
Yeah.
For the first time in history on this set, I have an NRM without a yellow color, in form of a tie.
Yes.
Now, to start off this, the youth, how many are you contesting for the flag, like the number of you?
We are 14.
14 people?
Yeah, 14.
Vying for the same flag?
Yes.
What does this mean to you? Is it more like an awakening among the youth in your region where everyone feels, I can possibly now go for this, that can bring the change we need?
I think clearly it shows that the young people know what they want. They can go for it. And they have the freedom to go out and express themselves. And I think this independence has come to 58th independence, shows that this has been a journey worthwhile.
Okay.
To the young people, we can move out and contest freely. We can move out and express ourselves. We can move out and tell Ugandans that we also have something to offer. So I think it's something good to see young people coming up.
Today, given that we're celebrating the 58 years of independence as a nation, what does this mean to you as someone who wants to be a youth leader for a big region like the West?
First and foremost, I want to appreciate, first and foremost, I want to wish every Ugandan a happy independence. And I want to appreciate the president and the NRM government and everyone that contributed to this. As a young person, I think I need to sit down and know and understand where this nation has come from. It has been a journey. It has not been just a one-day walk. And I need to understand how this Uganda has come to this point. Our forefathers have put up a very good foundation for us. So it's up to us as young people to build on that, to make sure that we take Uganda very, very far.
Okay.
Yeah.
We see you and other young people trying to take charge of the space that is for the youth. What are some of your pushing factors to get in this race?
First and foremost, the young people are 78% of our population, meaning that it means that we deserve better.
As the youth?
As the youth.
Talk to me.
We deserve better. When you look at our parliament, majority way order.
And they have another new post, the elderly position.
Now, they even added on the elderly position. 5 MPs.
Oh, yes.
When you look at the army, 10 MPs. When you look at the young people, who are 78%, we are represented by 5 MPs.
That's
now,
bad.
You find a young man like me, when I'm campaigning, I have to campaign in 37 districts. Something that is not easy.
Yeah.
It's very hard, it's costly. These days, you can't meet the young people without giving them money. So you find many people's dreams, you know, the dreams of many young people, they are being shattered because elections have become very, very costly. You need to go in when you're ready.
The parties, the party where you subscribe in, doesn't the party one or the other come through with a financial arm and they say, these are our youth, they're going for this. Possibly whoever subscribes to our party, we're going to give them this much money as a startup as they're going on the ground?
Not really. I think
So you go all the way, all alone?
I've funded myself.
Wow.
But I think when someone gets a flag, somewhere, somehow, maybe the party steps in to help them push in the generations.
What does this mean to you when you realize that a lot of opinions are set on ground, are driven strongly commercially, that politics is now the main cash crop Uganda has? For one to come from here to up here, you have to be in politics. The divide of the commercialization of politics,
Yes.
how badly has it affected the real issues on the ground?
It's very, very unfortunate. When you go on ground, especially to the young people, at times I reach there and I'm like, am I in the right generation or what?
It hurts.
It really, really hurts. No one wants to listen to the ideas. No one wants to hear what you're bringing on the table. No one is even willing to ask the manifesto. Then
Wow.
people are saying, where we've reached, all we want is money.
What you
us
give
the
is what
money.
we give you.
Exactly. In fact, now the highest bidder takes it all.
What does this show our politics is going to be like in 2021? Should this worry us as a generation, though?
Of course. Of course, now it has turned into a business. Many people come in politics to make money. They are running away from unemployment. They are looking for fame. They're looking for a name. They just want to feel big, to be known. It's no longer about serving. And it hurts. And the young people, we are not, we are not living our lives intentional. Anyone comes up with money and they buy us off and they get to parliament and 5 years are wasted and then we come back crying, so and so did nothing. And I usually ask my people, but how did you vote them?
We're a clear reflection of our leaders.
Exactly. How did you vote them?
And given that now you're vying for this position,
Yeah.
what are you bringing on table, Joshua? What are you bringing on table, especially for the for all these youths in the West? Because given that you've been going around all these districts, you've identified the key pain points of them, the social trauma they're going through.
Yeah.
But they need to know, what is Joshua bringing on board?
Yeah. First and foremost, I think as a young person, there are things that I've gone through in life. Honestly speaking, I think I've been through it all. And I've been watching the lives of the young people, what they go through on a daily basis. I'm coming for this position, by the way, and I've been telling the young people where I've been moving district by district, telling them that I'm looking for a platform to help them come up. When you look at what the young people are going through, there are many people's lives. Their dreams, it's as if they have been shattered. The young people in Uganda, they are living life on their own.
By default.
By default. No one to inspire them. There's no one there for them to motivate them. There are young people whose dreams have been shattered by drugs. Many young people, they made mistakes at a young age. They went into prostitution. They went into drugs. They gave birth at an early age, and they think the future has gone. Now, I'm coming to tell the young people that there is still hope. I'm coming to tell the young people that it doesn't matter how far you've fallen, you can still rise up. And I'm here as an inspiration to the young people, to tell them that it doesn't matter the mistakes you've made in the past. You can still pick up the remaining pieces and build your future. And I've been doing it. In fact, I've been running a national mentorship program.
Okay.
I think I've moved almost every district of this nation, empowering and encouraging and inspiring young people. When you look at the young people of this nation, we are very gifted, very talented, but people are stuck somewhere in a corner.
There is a ceiling.
Yeah, there is a ceiling. They need someone who can push them a little bit and tell them, you can make it. You can achieve it. And as I moved around doing that, encouraging communities, inspiring them, I've seen many young people rise up. They have started different projects without me even giving them money.
Oh, yeah.
I only inspired them, I motivated
up.
them, and they rise up, they get up. I've seen many community initiatives come up. I've seen people start circles from nothing, from saving 500 shillings a day. So I believe that the young people, and I want to speak to our elders, they need to go back and inspire the young people, motivate them, mentor them, tell them that it is well, even if you've made mistakes. It doesn't matter how many mistakes you've made in life.
Do you think our cultures and our society gratification could be one of the key blocks that hinder the youth to pick up the broken pieces in a way?
Yes. Our community is very judgmental.
Indeed.
When a young girl gets pregnant,
she will be castigated.
It's
very much
it's a taboo.
Yes. National crime.
Exactly. They look at her as someone who has lost it all. But getting pregnant, it's a mistake. Well, but it doesn't mean that the potential in her has died. No, you can help that young girl to give birth and still build her to move on with her life.
Okay, all this that has happened in the space when you're vying for this position, Joshua, you've seen a lot the way leaders behave on ground. Do you feel we have a gap of leadership in this nation?
Exactly, exactly.
And where could the problem be?
I think the problem comes from upbringing. I think it's an upbringing issue. It's a character issue. When we go in the field to campaign, and you look at the way some people are campaigning, recently I was very, very surprised when I heard and I saw one of us campaigning to represent a region, but he's using tribalism in this 21st
Sectarian
century.
talk.
Sectarian talk, telling no, I should be voted because I come from this district. And you ask yourself, okay, how is it?
Totally shallow.
Very, very shallow. And you find someone dividing the people you want to represent 37 districts, people who speak different languages, and you're still saying things like, Burimbuza hankondo yayo. You know, it's very unfortunate, especially for the young people.
It's a chauvinistic approach, if I may put it in politics.
Where Wakiso needs Uganda, Uganda needs East Africa, East Africa needs Africa, Africa needs the whole world. Those are words that should not even come out of
any leader.
Of any leader.
And now this brings me to a conversation about the electoral colleges where the youth MPs are voted. Do you think we need to change this approach of the elective college?
First and foremost, I think we need to increase the youth representation.
Thank you.
In Parliament. There is no reason whatsoever why I should campaign in 37 districts. When even the smallest town like Mbara has been divided into two in the name of service delivered. Now, you find me moving from Kiryandongo to Bundibujo to Kisoro, back to Chirhura, 37 districts. Now, when that's why at times someone comes up and they say, you know what, I'm going to put 500 million in this race, win it, go and sit.
That's it, it's an investment.
Exactly, it's an investment. They don't even mind going back because they have invested hugely. Heavily. So I just believe, and I ask the government, really we need to increase the representation of the young people in Parliament. At least let every sub-region have a youth MP. And then one female regional youth MP. So that if a region at least has 5 youth MPs, when they come and they find the women MPs and the constituency MPs, you know, a lot can be achieved. But you can't have one female youth MP representing a whole nation. It's just unfortunate. And it doesn't make sense at all. When you look at all of them and you go and you ask them what they have done, I don't want to go there.
When we go to your region, do you have other people competing for the same, vying for the same position, maybe in NUP or FDC or DP? Have they come through? Have you seen some posters, people like that?
Yeah, I've seen the posters, but I think they are waiting for tomorrow.
After your primary?
Yes, after our primaries. Our primaries are tomorrow. And I think after the primaries, every party will bring.
Okay, I'm still with Joshua Kandwanaho vying for the Western Uganda Youthful MP. But I understand my colleague Ariong is online from the Karamoja sub-region. Ariong, if you could give us an update about the independence feel in your region. Ariong?
Yes, sir.
Give us an update about what is in your region with regards to the... oh, you look good. That's a great shirt, boss. You look good. Give us an update. What's happening in your region, Ariong?
Thanks so much, Andrew. Today, it's the day when we are celebrating our own independence. What is happening in Moroto Machas, there is no parade today, because always whenever it reaches the time like today, people gather watching our gallant soldiers, smart, beautiful, parading and listening the word related to what is taking up in the country. But today there is nothing like that. What is happening now, that by morning, early morning, when I passed by around the butchers of Moroto, there was a lot of animals dying. People are slaughtering animals, and they think it is all about drink, eating meat, rice. Everybody is able to at least spare some little money, despite the fact that COVID had rendered people, powerless. But at least there is some little money saved, where people are able to buy at least an half kilo. And also the jubilation, another thing that has added more jubilation today, it is a declaration of the results by the NRM tribunal that actually gave the flag bearer to Stella Tiang, the incumbent women member of parliament for Moroto district. That one has also added the most celebration in Moroto town. We are the whole, and 3 days we have not had any gunshot now. So meaning that the army is taking up the situation to ensure that there is no more incidents that occurs regularly, where people are not celebrating this day today as it's expected. That's briefly what we have in Karamoja, Andrew, and I hope you will join us in Karamoja to celebrate this day today.
Before you go, Ariong, I want to know... Oh, no. Yes. Has he gone yet? Ariong, I need to know before you go, you've said there is a lot of celebrations that are underway. People are slaughtering a lot more animals. They're going to drink and have that celebration. But to you as a journalist, what does this day mean to you?
It is, to me as a journalist, I'm so proud about it, because we are not being ruled by any other governments. It is we ourselves, Ugandans, that have managed our own country. So the leadership, it's by a real Ugandan, is an African which is leading us. It's not the whites that as it used to be. So I am so proud, because we are independent alone. We are able to have a say, and in this independent, we have a freedom. I can able to speak to Andrew as a journalist, and so actually it's so amusing and it's very interesting. I am very glad about it.
Conversation, you alluded to the names of those fallen soldiers in your region, those names that were engraved on that great stone as you're entering Moroto area. Have you had conversations with your peers within your region about these particular names, and what do they say about them?
What they say about the names of those that are in the monument is that these are people who actually opened up Karamoja.
Okay.
They were the people who were in charge of making a decision and demarcating Karamoja. They were the ones who had a say, the last people to say this is where Kabong is, this is where Kotido is, this is where Nabilatu, naming all the things in line with the traditional cultural elders in Karamoja. So they actually looked at the heroes. They are heroes, and even some of the children here are named after them in some of the areas. When you move around Karamoja family, at least you'll be able to get 2 to 3 names in memory of those officers that opened up Karamoja.
Thank you so much, my colleague Ariong. I wish I could fly from here to Moroto. I would like to be a part of the fanfare that is currently underway. People slaughtering lots of animals. Celebrations are underway, but please enjoy with COVID-19 guidelines. Don't interact quite many in very many crowds. Now, in Entebbe, my colleague Ivan Kamana Walunyolo is giving us an insight of what the celebrations are like in Entebbe. Ivan, if you can hear me.
And our audience, a happy Independence Day, but I am coming to you from Entebbe municipality, and here behind me is a freedom tree. This freedom tree is popular for its rallies, its campaigns, its meetings that were held here in the 1950s for the anti-colonial groups in the country. It is not only this tree, but many other amenities in Entebbe were also influential when it comes to talking about Uganda's independence. And just like you can see, it has partly, been reserved and preserved by the people in the area, and the people who want to always rest, have some fresh air in the area, come around, and there is a beautiful compound just like you can see in the area. I can see a mark stone being put in remembrance or in actually maintaining and preserving the name of the freedom tree here in Entebbe. But of course, recently when the National Physical Planning Board was reviewing some proposed physical plans of districts, municipalities, they were raising concerns in Entebbe why such historical amenities have not been remembered in the area. But on set with me is the mayor of Entebbe, Kayanja Vincent Depot, to just discuss a few hints on why and how, what are they doing to protect such historical amenities in the area. Mayor, welcome with me on Morning at NTV.
Thank you, Alan.
Now, last time, the National Physical Planning Board raised the concerns about your commitment as a municipality to protect the historical amenities in the area. We have the freedom tree here. Let's start from there.
Thank you. Most welcome. Happy Independence Day to you all Ugandans. Indeed, as a municipality, we are aware that Entebbe is a historical town, the capital city of Uganda, and one of our major sources of revenue and responsibility is to preserve the heritage of this town, because the heritage of this town is the heritage of Uganda.
I have seen some names put on the markstone, Ike Musazi, among others. How are you making sure that even those that were influential back in the time are as well remembered, because their names put on the markstones are not enough?
The vision we have for this area is to come up with a statue of Musazi, Karechezi, and Jeje Chwanuka, who were some of the people who were at the forefront of mobilizing officers, African civil servants, those that were already in the government system who were based in Entebbe, mobilizing them to take on the cause of advocating for Uganda's independence.
But not
so we intend to have a monument here, in addition to the symbolic tree under which these campaigns were held, but then have a statue that would pass on a message of exactly what transpired during that time in remembrance of those great men.
But not only this freedom tree, I think all the historical amenities in Entebbe. We have the cultural site right behind the airport. We have the botanical gardens. We have the first parliament as well, which now houses the National Agricultural Research Organization, NARO. What are you doing in plan to see that this remains in history? It's like what the whites left for us is not standing.
You are right, Ivan. Entebbe is very rich in regard to such historical sites. We already impressed upon government that the first parliament, where the Legico sat, the offices of the first prime minister, and indeed the offices of the governor before the prime minister, and the residences of those high-profile people in the history of Uganda are in Entebbe. So we propose to government that the former parliament and the offices should be turned into a governance museum of Uganda.
Mayor, you have that microphone on such an important day to tell and wish the people of Entebbe a happy Independence Day.
I would like to take this opportunity to wish the people of Entebbe a happy Independence Day. As we celebrate the 58th independence of Uganda, let us know the obligation we have towards this country. We are under obligation to love this country, to cherish it, and to work for the betterment of this country, irrespective of our political affiliation.
Wow,
Being Ugandan means that you have a calling to your country.
Mayor, thank you very much for your time with us on Morning at NTV. Well, Andrew, you get it from the Mayor Kayanja Vincent Depot, of course, talking about the freedom tree that you are seeing right in my background. But just away from that, I also want to update you on a shooting that was done last night in Garuga, where 3 people were on a border, and I'm told 2 of them were shot. The border rider did not, survive. He lost his life in the shooting, and the other one who sustained serious injuries was rushed to Kisubi Hospital. I'm also keeping tabs on the story to see that we bring the latest update. But as people move out from me here in Entebbe, a very happy Independence Day to everyone who loves Uganda. Uganda is us, and we are Uganda. A very good morning.
Thank you, Ivan Kamana Walunyiro in Entebbe. That is a great conversation. May he so rest in eternal peace, the border guy who died. And we pray that we get to the bottom of this story. It will be coming in a subsequent bulletins. So as we're winding up this conversation, Mr. Joshua Kandwanaho,
yes,
what are the call to actions to your people in your region?
I want to speak to the young people of Western Uganda.
They're right there.
Tomorrow is the day, 10th October 2020. And I'm speaking to the delegates. Wake up early in the morning, go to your respective district, and cast your vote like an independent young man. Someone who's not influenced by money or anything like that. You need to understand that your vote means a lot. And I've been telling the young people that, especially the ones who are going to vote us tomorrow, they were not the ones supposed to vote. But because of the COVID, so NRM did not have new structures. So we are being voted by the current structures, the ones that have been there from 2015. Now, clearly, that shows that God has given you an opportunity to choose for these young people who are coming, the best leader. Please don't disappoint them. Give them someone that they will be proud to say, these are our leaders, did the best for us. I've walked with you this journey. I've shared with you my ideas. I've shared with you my manifesto. And you clearly know what I stand for. If there's anyone who deserves this seat, it's me. Because you know what I'm going to do for you.
That goes to the youth in the western part of the country. That is Joshua Akandwanaho vying for the ticket of the NRM in the west. And we wish you luck. The elections are tomorrow.
Thank you.
I pray that please don't get violent elections, like there is life after elections.